First up, remember we give away free Switch games all the time, really. Most of the games could be classified as full RPGs, some of them are more action-adventure, Zelda types, but still worth covering. All you have to do is leave comments and be subscribed to the channel, and keep your notifications on in case we leave you a reply saying, you won! Hi everyone and welcome back to SwitchUp. This is one of my favourite series, and if you haven't already checked it out, try a website called What to Play. It's brilliant, it's what I use to help me with these, and much like Deku deals, it's become a bit of an essential if you're a Switch owner. So this will take us up to the end of April. What RPGs are coming? Well, let's find out. First up then, unfortunately Coromon has been delayed. That was due to come out tomorrow, March the 31st. It's a real shame as I was very much looking forward to it, but it will still be releasing on Steam. The Switch version's just been pushed back, and if that's anything to do with performance or anything like that, then hats off to them. I think it's the way that every developer should go. Also coming March the 31st, we have a game called Dysmantle. It describes itself as an open world RPG in which you can destroy everything, hence the title. The developers have gone for a world which isn't quite as imposing as most apocalypses that we see in things like Fallout, but having said that, you will find quite a few hideous creatures. Nature has reclaimed much of the world, and you'll need to dismantle items within it, create, craft and build, and hopefully prosper. It's a game I'm very much interested in, and it's developed by 10 Tons. I'm hoping to be able to bring you some form of review or other coverage, so keep your eye out for that. But the thumbnail looks very familiar to The Long Dark. Then we've got Glitched. This is a classic top-down style RPG adventure, and it describes itself as a fourth wall breaking RPG where the hero realizes that you, the player, exist. But more interesting, to me anyway, is that it was created within RPG Maker and then received a successful Kickstarter, which has enabled them to bring it to life. The glitch takes place in the world of Soren, where an NPC called Gus becomes aware of you, the player, and then you travel together to solve the mystery of the glitch and save Gus's friends. Fourth wall can sometimes be a bit cringy, but if they properly embrace it and it's well written, this could actually be really nice. It uses what's called the essence system, whereby his essence determines his personality, and it also grants him new powers and causes characters to react differently to him. And there are 6 different essences that you can choose from. It promises some difficult choices as well, and over 20 party members to join with. Yeah, it looks very good this. I'm pretty excited for it. We don't have an exact release date. At the moment it just says Q1. Arriving on the 1st of April, we've got TerrorBane. This is a comedic adventure where bugs are your friends, apparently. Now, the blurb states that you'd expect to be saving a generic fantasy RPG world from evil, but instead it acts as a parody of that. Your abilities are essentially bugs that you use, not the little creepy crawly type, the game breaking type. Sounds remarkably familiar, honestly, with the last game we looked at, Glitched. However, I am loving some of the aesthetic choices they've gone for, like the old 486 PC screens, and there's more than one blue screen of death in here. Some really nice little indie RPGs coming out. The one that most of us are waiting for though is Chrono Cross, the Radical Dreamers Edition. And it was Glen who told me that this essentially didn't come to the West originally, so this might be the first time many of us have been able to play it. You'll find over 40 different party members, but with this version, the new features of the remaster, 3D models have been converted to HD. Essentially, they've just upscaled them. They've refined character illustrations, there are higher quality background soundtracks, you can toggle encounters on and off, and there are several enhancements to the battle features, as well as an auto battle function. They've also added in 2 fonts, so you can have the original pixel font or you can switch to a HD one. And lastly, you can change the screen resolution. Now, I should imagine that applies only to the PC version. I'm very excited to finally play this and find out what all the fuss is about. It's just one I've never experienced. But if the hype is anything to go by, I can't wait to. This one releases on April the 7th. Coming on April the 12th, we have 13 Sentinels Aegis Rim. It comes from the same people as Odin's Sphere and Dragon's Crown, and it's a sci-fi mystery epic. which has received very high scores on PlayStation. It's a 2D side-scrolling adventure that has beautiful artwork, and you'll be battling kaiju in fast-paced top-down combat. You can customize your Sentinels with different mech suits as well as weaponry, and you'll be fighting to defend humanity. It's published by Sega, so you can expect high production values, and as I say, it's very well reviewed across the board. This one has a download size of 4.3 gigs. I'm going to have to let Glen know about this. It has everything he likes. Sci-fi, kaiju, and a bit of RPG goodness. Yeah, this looks quality. It's from the very famous Senran Kagura series. It's Neptunia X Senran Kagura Ninja Wars. Neptunia and Senran Kagura join forces in this hack and slash RPG. You can join up with 10 playable characters to slice through enemy hordes, and as with every beat 'em up ever, perform special character attacks. Every character has a unique set of skills known as ninja art skills. You'll have to chain these together to perform more powerful moves. The story's set around several warring daimyos, but specifically 2 large nations, each of which was home to one of the major schools of martial arts, the Compa style and the Honeypass style. And I apologise for my pronunciations, they are probably shocking. This looks interesting. It comes from publisher Idea Factory and has a download of just 3.2 gigs. That one's due to come out on April the 19th. On April the 21st, we have Anuchard. Anuchard? I'm not sure. The civilization have chosen you to become the bell wielder of the magical Ordros bell. Anuchard was known as a place of wonder and peace, so says the blurb, a land of limitless bounty, suspended in the heavens above. It all goes Pete Tong, and that's where you come in. It says here that you have to master the bell. It's not just a weapon, but it's a vital tool for overcoming puzzles and obstacles. You can smash enemies into obstacles, reposition them, and clear the way forward. You can also solve challenges by launching projectiles or moving puzzle pieces. Your main aim is to restore paradise. This is very much an action adventure as opposed to a full RPG, but I'm still including it because I like the look of it. On April the 21st then, we have Metal Tales Overkill. This looks very cool. The god Cuck is possessing all the guitar gods, and through them the metalheads. Through infinite concerts, he is helping his legion of metalhead zombies wipe out every original creation of metal bands. You'll get to choose from a variety of different instruments with add-ons, and it's another one that looks to be more of an action adventure than an RPG. But there are 50 different items, 8 different boss fights, and local co-op, as well as a missions system. Oh, and of course, a original soundtrack with metal band songs from very famous acts that you probably know if you're into metal. Developers around games, though, are very known to me as the inventors of Watratio Walpurgis. And if you don't know who that is, well, you've been missing out on some great games. Arriving on the 22nd of April, we have the very difficult to pronounce Ganryu 2 Hakuma Kojiro, where you'll control the hero Miyamoto Musashi in this beautiful 2D platform action RPG. This actually acts as a direct sequel to the game made by Visco on the Neo Geo back in 1999, and is set within feudal Japan, taking strong inspiration from the story of Takezo Musashi, aka the Stone and the Sword. Now, while it's a hack and slash in many ways, there is an ability and upgrade system by the looks of it, and it spreads across the different seasons. It has a pixel art style that was inspired by Shinobi 3 and Shadow Dancer, another one that not necessarily a full RPG, more of an action adventure, hack and slash with some RPG mechanics, but man, it looks delightful, and it's worth a mention. It comes out on the 21st of April at 550 megs. Last but not least then, at the end of April, April the 26th, we've got this Serpent Rogue. It says it's heavily focused on crafting and experimenting with various types of potions and recipes, and it's through that alchemy that you'll fight against the enemies. This one looks really interesting. The world looks absolutely lovely, and it's your essential task as the warden to confront the Serpent Rogue, dressed by the looks of it like a plague doctor. There's quite a bit of crafting in here, and it looks to be a hybrid of genres, but I'm certainly excited to find out a bit more closer to launch. This one's published by Team 17 as well and developed by Senji Games. So that's it. This takes us up to the end of April. Let me know if there are any others coming, and we'll try and fit those into the next episode of this series, which will likely come around about the end of next month. Thanks to all of you that enjoy our content and to our patrons who support us each and every month. Remember, you can save 10% on any of your games using code SwitchUp over at switchup.gg and buying your eShop vouchers over there. Thanks to our patrons, you guys support us each and every month, and to the rest of you, for all things Switch, all the time, keep it Switch up. Cheers guys, see ya!